Bienvenidos a Violentos o Macabro Podcast. Yo soy Ali.
Y yo soy Dee.
Y hoy Dee nos contará de un caso que sucedió en San Diego, California.
Once a kind, funny, and loving 14-year-old, Anna Hernandez Yocupicio had recently turned rebellious, leaving her family and friends bewildered by the sudden change. On November 2015, Anna and a group of her friends went out to party the night away. But soon after, Anna's family reported her missing. A week later, her battered body was discovered, covered in a blanket in a ravine, leaving both authorities and family with more questions than answers. This is a tragic case of Anna Hernandez Yocupicio.
Advertencia: la información de este caso puede ser desencadenante para algunos. Tenga en cuenta que algunos de estos casos pueden involucrar menores de edad, abuso, violación o violencia. Escuchen con precaución.
Warning: the information on this case can be triggering to some. Please be advised that some of these cases may involve children, abuse, rape, and violence. Listen with caution.
On the night of November 18th, 2015, Hermenia Inda was at home when her son was alerted by a neighbor about a mysterious item near the park trail behind their apartments. It was around 5:30 p.m., so they decided to take their phones and their flashlight and turn it on in order to scour the area that was near their complex. Her son ventured out into the spot that the neighbor had mentioned, and he uncovered a blanket that he had seen from the distance of the trail. It was underneath a ravine, so he decided to walk down there and see what it was. He made the horrific discovery of a young girl who was beaten and brutally shot in the chest and covered with a blanket. Shortly after, a young boy and an older man arrived to the scene. The boy broke down in tears while the older man consoled him and said, quote, "No, it's not her." According to ABC 10 News, the young boy was the brother of 12-year-old Nelly Espinosa, a girl from the same apartment complex who had gone missing 5 days prior. Detectives were puzzled to learn that another girl had disappeared the same night Nelly had gone missing, making the situation even more perplexing. The girl was found in a rat blanket and was determined to be 14-year-old Anna Hernandez. Anna and Nelly were actually friends, and they would both go missing the same night. As of that evening, police had identified one deceased teen, and the other remained missing without a trace. The authorities were left stunned, struggling to come to the conclusion on what happened when they both disappeared. Anna Hernandez was born on July 31st, 2001, and she was raised in Logan Heights, in an urban neighborhood near the central area of San Diego, California. She was also the youngest of 5 siblings. However, she only had one brother who was just a year older than her, and the rest of her siblings were sisters, and they were all in their 30s and 40s. So they kind of just lived on their own. They were away from the family. During the time of this case, Anna's father and mother had been separated, and Anna's father was still involved in her life and, still take care of her, but they just didn't live in the same home. According to the family, Anna was loving, caring, and very kind-hearted and really funny. They describe her as being such a joy to be around, and she just made people really happy. During the vigil of Anna's memory, one of her teachers actually shared a photo with different outlets showing Anna in these scrubs, like medical scrubs, and it had a veterinarian logo on the corner of her scrubs. And she told these news outlets that Anna was a very patient person and she just loved animals and eventually wanted to become a veterinarian. So they all kind of just described Anna just to be this amazing human who, died shortly after turning 14. So it's completely heartbreaking to know that she was just starting off.
Qué
She just had
jovencita.
she just had a whole life ahead of her. Um, but according to her family, things started to slowly shift once she moved to a different high school and began hanging around with a different group of people. As a freshman in high school, she had developed a different crowd of friends. According to relatives, around 6 months before Anna died, Anna's Facebook started to change as well. Anna started posting pictures of her and the group of friends that she was hanging out with. And she was drinking and smoking pot and throwing up the middle finger and just partying with just not the right crowd. In September of 2015, which is 2 months prior to her death, Anna was raped on a park called Mountain View in San Diego by two minors. Shortly after the report was made, these teens were arrested and charged in the connection to the assault of Anna. And on September 20th, the boys were actually plead guilty and were sent to a California juvenile correction facility. And they were both minors, so there was no information that was given in regards to how long they were there, if they were had any probation or anything. So that's kind of where it was left off. On November 12th, 2015, Anna and a few friends went out to party that night. However, the next day, Anna didn't show up to her house. So that night, family decided to call the police and report her missing. Sadly, the police considered her a runaway because she left on her own.
Yeah.
Right? And also because she had done this once before. So for them, they assumed she's done this once before. So this is just another way of her running away a second time. So
She's like a little rebel.
Yeah, exactly. And that just became a pattern for them. So they decided not to take the family's plea seriously. According to Anna's sister, Mariam Yocupicio, told authorities that on November 16, Anna had called their home. It is said that Anna had called them and said, quote, "sorry," in a very distressed voice before the call ended completely.
Oh, wow.
So she didn't even apologize or said anything else. She just said sorry in a very distressed voice and then just hung up. Anna's family then called the police again the next day after they received that call. And once again, the police didn't take their plea seriously. It isn't clear if the police ever made a missing persons report or filed Anna's case as a runaway case. So there's no concrete evidence on if her case was ever reported or filed within the police department. However, 2 days after that call, Anna's partially decomposed body was found in the ravine. Based on the autopsy, Anna was shot multiple times. However, there was one fatal shot. Oh. Yeah, it was just Penny. She had a cough. No, she just had a cough. Hey, you okay? Okay. Okay. Lay down. Lay down. Oh, and also because she heard Chloe outside. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Based on the autopsy, Anna was shot multiple times. However, one of those shots was fatal, and it was right on her chest. There was also bruises and marks on her hand and her feet, indicating that Anna was possibly tied up. Based on how brutally beaten the body was, Anna's sister was the one that identified the body and forbid that her mother see the body because she didn't want her mom to be traumatized. Sadly, Anna's mother still can't come to the realization that her daughter is dead and still hopes to see her once again. A year after Anna's death, one of Anna's sisters did an interview with the San Diego Union Tribune and told the outlet, quote, "She doesn't believe it yet. It's been a year and she doesn't see her life without Anna. Anna was the light of her eyes. She really believes she'll come back." It's so sad.
Pobre madre.
I know.
Y es lo malo que, bueno, entiendo por qué la hija no quiso que mirara
El cuerpo.
el cuerpo,
Yeah.
porque that's traumatizing enough. But already, like, I mean, hearing, porque imagino que la mamá le dijeron, la mamá sabe los detalles
Yeah.
de cómo encontraron el cuerpo de su hija.
Yeah.
Hearing it was enough.
Yeah.
She didn't have to
see it at all.
She didn't have to see her. No.
But, it's still one of those things that it's not enough closure for the mom. Anyway.
It's not. No.
The most strange thing about this case is that Nelly Tamara Espinosa was still missing.
Right.
Mexican authorities, as well as Nelly's family, were helping on the search of trying to find 12-year-old Nelly. According to both the flyer that Nelly's family provided and what the authorities say, is that she went missing on November 13th. So it was the exact same day that Anna was missing. However, Maria Velasquez, who is Nelly's mother, told NBC7 News that she believes her daughter is alive. She also told outlets that she is not sure if the girls were together the night that they went missing.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did they go to the same party? But no.
They have no idea.
No saben.
Yeah. Maria also told the outlet that Nelly did not have a cell phone the day that she went missing. So she also didn't have a boyfriend or anything that would make it unusual for her to leave or to run away. She told the outlet that she mostly spent her time at Memorial Park with her friends. And it's unlikely that her daughter, it's unusual that her daughter would go missing without a trace. However, Lieutenant Hastings told the public in a conference that Nelly did call her family. And Nelly stated that she was fine. And if anyone tried to go look for her, that she was going to flee deeper into Mexico. She said that she was staying with somebody in the northern part of Mexico and then hang up. After that, no details were disclosed. But on November 27th, 2015, a little over a month after finding Anna's body, Nelly Espinosa was located in Tijuana, Mexico by her grandfather. According to various outlets, and Nelly's grandfather brought her to San Isidro port of entry, where Nelly was turned into the U.S. Customs officers and investigators of the San Diego Police Department. Police also released 2 pictures of 2 different individuals as soon as Nelly returned to San Diego. One was of a 16-year-old Janet Mendoza, and another was reported. One was of 16-year-old Janet Mendoza, another teen who was reported missing on October 28th, and who is friends with Nelly and Anna. The second person of interest in this case was Daniel Flores, a 19-year-old man who was believed to be armed and dangerous. Police believe that both of them had some sort of involvement in Anna's murder and fled to Mexico. Since November 2015, their Facebook pages were not updated with any new information, and no further details were given on their whereabouts.
Wait, how did they get to Janet and Daniel? Nelly les dijo algo?
based on like the investigation, there is no details on what happened because she was 12 at the time of the case. All the details weren't disclosed to the outlets, so there's no information on what happened after that.
Y no saben también cómo Nelly llegó o por qué se fue a México.
No. At first, they believed that Janet was in Mexico, and that Nelly, after the murder of Anna, fled to Mexico, and both Janet and Nelly were together in Mexico. There was an article, I couldn't find it anymore, but there was an article that had mentioned that there was some sort of sighting of both of them in Tijuana. But there is no like public information based on the police officers that that was a proper sighting. They just had a tip that they were both in Tijuana in November of 2015. But other than that, they don't really disclose how the connection happened.
Okay.
The weird part is that, according to many outlets, a juvenile was arrested in December 2015 on suspicion of being an accessory to killing Anna. The juvenile was booked into juvenile hall that same year, and based on California law again, the teen's name was not released without the permission of the juvenile court. Soon after the arrest was made, nothing else came forward in Anna's case.
Wow.
Yeah. So, based on the fact that most of the people that were involved in this case were teenagers, apart from Daniel Flores, there is no public information on what happened and what was the outcome of Nelly being found, or if they ever found Janet, or anything. They have no details. However, rumors on forums based on the case speculate that Nelly was the one who shot Anna on accident that night that she fled to Mexico. Anna's family and friends speculate also that, based on her reporting the sexual assault that she had witnessed in September of 2015, that her death somehow is correlated to the teens that were arrested, because the teens were gang affiliated, and Daniel Flores was an active member of that gang, and they were looking out for revenge against Anna. However, there hasn't been any concrete evidence. Yeah, there's been no concrete evidence on who murdered Anna, why they murdered her, and if Nelly or Janet or Daniel were involved in murdering and disposing of Anna's body.
It's just assumptions.
Yeah.
Did you find con cuáles amigos salió Ana esa noche?
According to the investigation, it is confirmed that it was Nelly, that she went out with Nelly. They just don't know where she went or who else was with them. They just confirmed.
How long they were together and nothing.
They just confirmed that Nelly and Anna were both together. According to family members, Anna dreamed of the perfect quinceañera. She envisioned herself in a beautiful dress and the invitations that were going to be made for her 15. Anna's mother, who is an ice cream vendor, worked very hard in raising money in order to save for the perfect quinceañera. However, Anna never made it to her 15th, and the money that the mother had saved for her quinceañera were given in order to bury her daughter. A close friend of Anna by the name of Carla Chavez said, quote, "I can't believe this is real. She was only 14. A family member told the San Diego Union Tribune, quote, "We really miss Anna. You feel her missing when you get together." We really miss Anna. You feel her missing when we all get together. Although she was young and she was a rebellious teen, hanging out with the wrong crowd, she was still a daughter. She was still a sister. She was still a friend with a whole life ahead of her. Sadly, a night out with friends changed that completely. Our hearts go out to the family, the friends, and anyone who has been affected by her case. This is a tragic case of Anna Hernandez Yocupicio. But yeah.
So just to confirm,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't caught anyone. There's
There are
assumptions, but
assumptions, but
there's like
there's,
some suspects maybe,
yeah.
but no one's been detained for this or
No.
charged.
Based on the forum that I had seen, a lot of them had said that even the case has been removed from a cold case in the San Diego files. One of Anna's cousin actually did like a recap video of like Anna's photos for her anniversary of like her death. And somebody had said, like, is there any updates on the case? And she said Nellie confessed that she murdered Anna and ran away to Mexico. And she's the juvenile that was arrested and taken to jail. And I think she only was there for 6 months and was released. But that's all. Like, I can't say that's like,
No hay
yeah,
algo que diga que esté así,
yeah,
que the authority,
yeah.
something,
The,
court
no,
sealed, nothing.
no, it's just,
this
yeah.
forum you found.
So that's according to what the article says. But the comments say on that YouTube channel. Other than that, there's nothing.
Nothing.
Like, and like I try to, yeah, and I try to see if there was like anything recent. Nothing.
And nothing.
The only recent thing was that publication on a year after her murder where the sister talks. But even then, all she says is like they speculate this and that. But other than that, nothing's confirmed.
Y es lo triste, right? 9 años después and nothing.
No.
And so thousands of cases que esto pasa.
Yeah.
Que pasan años sin tener información.
Yeah. And it's mostly because sadly, a lot of the police officers don't want to pay attention to it because she was a rebellious teen who was smoking, who was like some sort of gang affiliation. She was a runaway. So most of these cases are just thrown out. Yeah.
For them, it's almost like it sounds like makes them less human because she checks off all of these other things.
Yeah, just because she checks all the boxes, which is sad.
Yeah.
And that was the case for this week. I know it's a short case, but I found it very.
It needs to be talked about.
Yeah, it's one of those cases that not a lot of people heard of. Not a lot of information has been out about it, and we feel like we need to shed some light on cases like this. This case is like almost 9 years old already, and there still hasn't been any updates on it. But again, we want to know what you guys think about this case. Spotify officially uploaded their platform, so now you can actually leave bigger comments now on those sections. And we can interact with you guys on there, so we would love to hear from you guys. Our social media, I know, our social media platforms are open, so you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, on Twitter or X as it's known now, or Threads. You could just type in @SVSM_podcast, and you can leave us a comment there. We have a Facebook page. You could just type in Semana podcast on the search bar, and we should be the first ones to pop up, if I'm not mistaken. And we also have a YouTube channel. So you could type in SVSM_podcast or Semana podcast, and we should be the first ones to pop up. So we will try to upload the video portions of this, shortly. And you guys can interact with us and see this in person. But
you're beautiful.
I know. You can leave comments, interact with us, say what you think about this case, and we would love to hear your opinions. You can also listen to the last 115 15
114.
I think this is 15. Yeah, 15.
This will be 15.
Is this 15 or 16? I think my case is 116. Sorry. We're in the hundreds. We can't keep up anymore. But you can find the rest.
This is 116.
Yeah, so you can find the other 115 episodes on our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you stream podcasts. Just type in you could just type in Surveillance Soma Cabra podcast, and our whole catalog should pop up, and you can listen to us there. And
Yeah, don't forget to put podcast, porque
Yeah.
si no ponen podcast, salen
you'll find a
otras cosas.
song. So please,
Song, yes.
please type in podcast at the end of it, please.
I mean, it's a great song.
It's a fantastic song, and our first episode is based on that song. So if you want to listen to that very long and tedious episode, you can go to our first episode. It's a very interesting case, and it's still one that like is perplexed in Mexico. So
it's still one that I can't forget.
Yeah, it's haunting for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I think that's it. Any updates? Anything else? Nope.
That was it.
All right, that was it. Ali's birthday was this week, so we're still partying hard. So happy birthday, Ali.
Birthday month.
Birthday month, yes, especially birthday month. Woo! And if you guys want to say that, there's a picture on every single one of our platforms, so say happy birthday. But yeah,
I don't love the attention.
She doesn't, even though she clearly does. No, just kidding. But with that, I think that's it. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week. And yeah, stay spooky.
Nos vemos. Adios.
Bye. Stay spooky.
You went a little too early.
I know. Stay spooky. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to end this episode. Anyways, bye guys.
Bye.